It was everywhere. It was constant. And the message was always the same. There's something wrong with you. And until you fix it, you are not going to be lovable. Hey, I'm Erica, and this is Emotional Baggage. Woo! This is my brand new show about self-esteem and relationships, and specifically how those two things are completely, catastrophically, inextricably linked. How the way you feel about yourself determines who you let love you, how you let them love you, and whether or not you actually believe them when they say so. I want to tell you something that I have never said out loud or all in one place before. And it may be the most vulnerable thing I ever put on the internet. For my whole life, I have been really nervous when it comes to relationships and dating. Please tell me someone else out there feels that. Like, not just nervous, and not just shy, and not just awkward, but I mean like genuinely, constitutionally, comically bad at it. I've been thinking about this for my whole life because in a lot of ways I was forced to. Now, disclaimer, I am not a therapist. I am not a relationship coach. I am not a bitch with a large roster of situationships. I have no authority on literally anything. But what I do have is 32, you heard it here first, 32 years of living inside my own head with my own lived experiences and probably a diagnosable Google addiction, and a lot of really honest friends who have all agreed to sit down with me and talk to me about their lives. So, in a lot of ways, this is me figuring it all out loud. With company. Every episode, I'm going to talk to someone I love and respect, hopefully, about their self-esteem, their relationships, and how those two things have intersected in their real life. But before I get to any of that, I need you to know where I'm coming from. You need to know what's in my emotional bag. So let's start there. I grew up in a larger body. This sounds like a cheesy beginning to an after-school special or something, but like, rock with me for a sec. From the time I was 7 years old, in first grade, a literal baby, I should have been worried about what Rugrats episode I was going to watch next. But instead, I was told in no uncertain terms that there was something wrong with me. Not always in words, but always in how the world was organized around me. Magazines, TV shows. The 90s were a wild time to grow up, man. The clothes they made and who they were made for and where in the store they were located depending on size. That's a rant that I'll save for later. The way the community theater musicals I was doing had the same storyline and who got to be the love interest and who got to be the funny best friend. And here's the thing about hearing something for your entire life. You stop questioning it. And so that was it. For my entire life, I thought of myself as a broken girl who needs fixing. But of course, I never talked about it because how embarrassing it is to be a broken one in today's economy. But I knew if I could just focus all of my energy into becoming a brand new being, that romantic, real love would 100% follow. But only after I became the person I was supposed to be. But what I got instead was just more years and more magazines and more TV shows and more family members with loving, well-intentioned opinions of me that I never asked for. It was the same messages dressed up in different packaging. Until you fix it, you are not going to be lovable. I am constantly too much and not enough. All at the same time. So I did what every millennial Gen Z cusp would do in this situation. I Googled. I cannot stress to you enough how much I Googled. I Googled how to flirt. I Googled how to seem confident when you're not confident. I even Googled, as a fully grown woman very recently, how to make someone fall in love with you. And every single time, I find pieces of advice that have a prerequisite that I just don't meet, which is self-confidence. Or my favorite, self-confidence's close paternal cousin, conventional beauty. I have to hear one more hot person give me dating advice, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. They all love to say things like, just be yourself. But sometimes I think, I don't know who that is yet. So my solution was just don't date. And so I haven't. Not in the way I wanted to or feel like I am supposed to have dated at this stage of my life. Not to say that I haven't been in relationships. I've been in a few relationships. I've had situationships, but they all feel, tell me if this makes sense, they all feel like they happened to me. Like almost by accident in ways that I can't fully understand or replicate. Something I couldn't predict or couldn't prepare for and could only react to after the fact and then try to reflect on what I did right, which is all to say, yes, I've been in love. Yes, people have loved me, duh. But I've never once fully felt in control of any of it, nor have I felt like my best self because of it. So pretty much the TLDR here is I'm 32 years old, jaws are on the floor, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing romantically because I just don't think that I have this skill set. And I've decided that this is actually really funny and you may find it funny too, and here's a podcast about it. Here is something that took me a long time to understand. Not all of this emotional baggage is mine. I mean, it's mine now. I've been carrying it for so long, it has my name on it and has my fingerprints all over it. But I didn't pack all of it, you know? Like a lot of it was packed for me by people, family members, friends who thought that they were helping, by a culture that has very strong feelings about beauty standards and what's acceptable for a woman to be. The world has handed me this bag and said, carry this. And for a long time I said, okay, because what else was I gonna do? But here's the thing about baggage that isn't yours. Once you realize it, you get to decide what you do with it. You can keep it. You can unpack it. You could leave it in the back of an Uber, which I've done a couple of times. For me, I'm still figuring out which is which. And that's kind of the whole show. So that's what's in my bag. That's me. That's transparently where I'm coming from. And that's why we're here. If there's one thing you take away from this first episode, it's that I am here to figure out self-esteem and relationships. Please consult your clinician for formal diagnoses. I am going to talk to a lot of people who have opinions about self-esteem and relationships and what they learned and what they're still learning. And maybe in the process, we'll all learn something too. And look, I'll be honest with you, there's also something else this season that I'm not quite ready to fully uncover yet. It's a little experiment, it's a little field work. It's something that is going to require a lot of courage from me and probably will be genuinely cringina. For now, this is Emotional Baggage. I'm Erica and I'm so happy to be here.